Hey guys, JD here. Today we're going to be walking a different trail from the one we walked the other day. If you recall, last week we took a walk along the Spring Creek Trail, and this time we'll be walking along the Edward S. Thomas Trail. Incidentally, the trail goes to the Edward S. Thomas Nature Preserve, which is part of the Sharon Woods Metro Park that I guess is named after Edward S. Thomas, who was a prominent naturalist from the area. I think somewhere along the trail there'll be some information about him. As you can see, today is rainy, so there's basically no one in the park, except for me. But hopefully it'll be pretty nice regardless. Sometimes I feel like being in a raincoat makes me just as sweaty and wet as I would be if I was otherwise not wearing a raincoat. I guess this is why you need to remember to wear moisture wicking fabric and not cotton while out hiking. This is an info placard, nature preserved. As you can see, a lot of it is kind of rotted, but we'll try to read what we can. Nature preserved. You're entering the 319-acre Edward S. Thomas Strait designated scenic nature preserve, dedicated in 1975. The preserve encompasses forests, fields, rolling hills, ravines, and wetlands, which supports a diverse plant and animal community. Dedication as state nature preserve ensures that this area will be protected from any type of development. Edward S. Thomas, 1891 to 1982, dedicated his life to the study of nature and natural history. He was curator of natural history at the Ohio Archaeological and Historical Society from 1931 to 1962. He wrote over 3,000 nature articles in the Columbus Dispatch. He helped found the Columbus and Franklin County Metropolitan Park District and served as chairman of the board of the park commissioners for nearly 20 years. And that's about all we can read. The next sentence is cut off, unfortunately. It makes him a bit more mysterious. Oh, there's a squirrel. It surely will run away from us soon. Although this trail itself is shorter, I believe this video is going to be longer because we spent the first half of the video looking at the lake, which isn't technically part. If you look right there, there's a squirrel sitting on that log. It's unfortunate that we haven't come across any larger animals in the park yet. But we are coming up on another information card around this area that's fenced off to prevent deer from eating the plants inside. I don't know how many sections like this there are in the park, but this is the only one that I think is visible from the trails. Oh, okay, so this one says, the deer dilemma. Because deer were nearly extinct in Ohio by 1900, it was unusual to see deer in the area until the 1970s. Since then, their adaptation to suburban landscape and the absence of natural predators has created a deer population explosion. In 1992, there were over 450 deer at Sharon Woods, 10 times the number the park should support. The overabundance of deer created strict competition for food and cover, which in turn damaged the park's ecosystem. To counteract the damage, several fenced areas or enclosures were designed to give sections of the forest a chance to recover. Effective resource management has been key to restoring balance to the Sharon Woods ecosystem. Metro Parks continue to research this issue and currently use various methods, including birth control, culling, and public hunting to control deer populations throughout the park system. These methods will help preserve park ecosystems in which a wide variety of parks and animals can thrive. So yeah, there was way too many deer in the park and they were cold. I believe they were actually taken somewhere else when they did the initial one that they mentioned about having 450 when they should have 10 times less. As this graffitied sign over here says, there's red foxes that can browse this area for food. I've never seen a red fox, but I would love to see one, so maybe I'll come out here really early one morning, and hopefully that's a better time to see them. Not sure if I mentioned it, but if you're into geocaching, there are geocaches hidden somewhere around here, but I won't give you the exact location. Not sure what this shoe is doing here. It looks pretty nice, so I doubt someone forgot it by accident. Oh. There seems to be something large up ahead. On our right, you can basically hear the highway now. We're pretty close actually to the corner of the park that is closest to the I-270, I-70 interchange, which was actually the whole reason that Shock Lake exists in the first place. It was the dirt, I believe, was to help create the ramps for the interchange. But this part of the park is a little bit louder ambiently than the rest. I might have been wrong. This trail might not be shorter than the Spring Creek Trail. We'll have to double check when we find another map. Here we have a diverging path. Both actually lead to the exact same place. It's just that the one on the right, I believe, is longer. Yeah, the one on the right is 0.25 miles longer. 0.15 miles longer if you consider the actual distance between the two. And it is the Oak Openings Trail. We won't explore it right now, but we may explore it in a little bit once we've reached the end of this trail. Also, according to the map, the Edward S. Thomas Trail is just about the same length as the Spring Creek Trail. The only difference is that today we walked along I'm not sure what the actual trail is called, but the path along the lake, which had an extra 0.4 miles. So I believe this one is actually going to be a little bit longer, probably around 30 minutes. Obviously, that will change depending on your walking speed. But if you're jogging, you can definitely get through here a lot faster than I am right now. Ooh. As we approach this map, we're getting to the end of the other trail, the Oak Openings Trail that we'd seen splitting off just a second ago. And also on our left, you can see that we are coming back up on the parking lot. So there's the far shelter that we had seen, the second shelter we'd seen, and then past that is the lake. Once we get up to here, that'll be it for the Edward S. Thomas Trail. As always, thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have anything you want me to change or anything different you want me to do. Thanks guys, bye.